helmets without padding, with medical care that wasn't quite what it was now. I'm not concerned personally. I do have concerns over for several of my guys that went through it. I don't experience any symptoms, and maybe that's part of the reason why I was lucky enough to have the wherewithal to collect the information to write the book that you guys have read, and hopefully others will too.
All right, Bill. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a great new year.
Okay, gentlemen. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. That was Bill Kantz. His book is When the Lions Roared, Joe Paterno and one of college football's greatest teams. Of course, he's also a former offensive lineman. Let's take a quick break. But first, be the first caller to 516-572-7440, and you will win a 4-pack of tickets to the Long Island Nets, who are taking on the Lakeland Magic on Saturday, January 20th at 7 p.m. at NYCB Live, home of the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. For more information about the Long Island Nets, you may visit longislandnets.com or call 844-LI-NETS-1. Again, the number to call to win tickets is 516-572-7440. How about that, guys? Someone's going to win some Long Island Net tickets.
Let's go. Start the new year off right. Get some Nets tickets. Let's go. I'm waiting.
Exactly.
I'm waiting. Let's go.
We'll be talking college football next on Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3. WHPC.
New York moms and dads, tune in. Dr. Monique Collier-Nichols, a member of the NAACP New York State Conference and pediatrician, talks about the importance of vaccinating your children.
As a pediatrician here in New York, I've seen firsthand how devastating vaccine-preventable diseases can be to our children. The CDC recommends a vaccination schedule that helps protect against 14 serious diseases before the age of 2. Yet, according to the National Immunization Survey, among African American children aged 19 to 35 months nationwide, approximately 30% have not been fully vaccinated with all the CDC recommended vaccines. As parents, getting our children vaccinated with all doses at the scheduled times is one of the most important steps we can take to help protect them from serious illnesses.
Families without vaccine insurance coverage may be eligible for vaccines at reduced or no cost through the Vaccines for Children program, or VFC. Learn more at vaccinateourchildren.com. This message is sponsored by the NAACP New York State Conference in partnership with Pfizer.
Hi, welcome to The Cup. How can I help you today?
I'd like a new radio show with 2 pumps of the freshest in indie and alternative music mixed into the finest selection of artist spotlights and interviews.
Sir, this is a coffee shop, not a college radio station.
So you're telling me this coffee shop isn't the best place to discover all the best local and world-famous bands that I haven't heard of yet? So where can I even find all of that?
You could find all that right here on 90.3 WHPC.
Who the heck are you?
Carpe Diem here, host of The Alternative Hour, a specialty show that focuses on all things alternative. The Alternative Hour focuses on reflecting on some of the greats of the indie and alternative genres, as well as drawing connections with today's hits in those areas.
Well, I can't miss that. I'm out of here.
Wait, where's my tip?
Here's a tip. Catch The Alternative Hour Tuesday nights at 8 on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Well, I've got to go. Thanks for the coffee.
Hey, you didn't pay for that.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star, and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Jacob Volk. Jacob Volk. Jacob Volks. Jacob Volk.
Wait.
He's got 2 Eminem intros.
I do.
Is this Slim Shady?
Yes. I told you I was thinking about doing it. I actually did it.
Oh, there's a new one.
No, this is the Slim Shady.
Okay.
One of his best songs. I love Eminem. He's my favorite
No, I mean,
rapper.
it's a new intro for you.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Wow.
Thank you. I know you're a big Eminem fan, Joe.
I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of the last album, but Eminem's definitely one of my favorite artists, and kudos to you for,
Thank you.
Shout him out.
Wow, A for creativity. Are you kidding me? Jeez. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
How long does it take you to do this stuff?
That took me about an hour and a half-ish.
Non-stop?
Yeah. It
Wow.
would have been less if my grandmother wasn't interrupting me every 2 seconds. Jacob, can I clean here? Jacob, can I clean here? No, I'm doing work. Come on, gee whiz. You can clean now when I'm on New York radio. You know, Joe, I actually learned something about you the other day.
Yes.
You and I are very close to sharing a birthday. I'm March 18th.
Oh, March 17th. Look at that.
St. Patty's Day.
My mom was actually born on St. Patrick's Day. Obviously, they're not the same year. I always say that because people think obviously. But yeah, you know, I guess that was my mom's birthday present. So that's pretty cool. Pisces.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
And our program director's a Pisces, so
I'm a
that's why we get along.
Yeah.
You're listening. I'm sorry, Eric. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say I'm a Libra.
You stink, you damn Libras. You're listening to Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau. Oh, man.
Come on, get through it.
On the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. This show is on twice a week, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. I am Jacob Volk. Sitting across from me, Eric Fischetti and Joe Ardita. Number to call if you have something on your mind, or to win a 4-pack of tickets to see the Nets play the Lakeland Magic. The Long Island Nets play the Lakeland Magic on Saturday, January 20th at 7 p.m. at the Nassau Coliseum is 516-572-7440. So let's switch gears to college football. In the Cotton Bowl, number 5 OSU slaughtered number 8 USC by a score of 24-7. What were your thoughts on the game?
I thought that this was going to be a very big test for Sam Darnold.
It was.
And you know what? Apparently, Ohio State had a bunch of weeks to prepare for that, while USC did not. I don't know the exact number, but that's what I heard. I heard 2 weeks in advance that Ohio State had to prepare.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that make any sense?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I heard. I don't think that's true.
Where'd you hear that from?
I heard that, I think, during the... I think during the Oklahoma game that they backtracked on all the Bowls game. I think that was mentioned, which...
I must have been in the restroom for that.
Yeah, I didn't know that could happen. I thought that the bowl games,
It really can't. I'm trying to think. Maybe you knew you were going to be in the Cotton Bowl, but you didn't know who you were going to play?
That might be it.
I don't know. That's weird.
That is weird. But honestly, again, this was supposed to be a big test to Sam Darnold, which it was. But, a lot of it was mainly just him just throwing the ball. He threw it for 356 yards on 26 of 45 passing, which is a lot. And
he didn't throw a touchdown, though.
He did not throw a touchdown.
Threw one interception.
USC also outgained Ohio State 413 to 277 on offense.
You know what? Let me tell you, Sam Darnold is not ready to be an NFL quarterback. Go back to school and wait another year to come out. You have an excellent future ahead of you. Just don't blow it by going to the pros early. So many quarterbacks blow their futures by going to the pros early, like Ryan Leaf, Achilles Smith, so many of these guys. And you know what? Stay in school, get your education, and come back next year in 2019 and be a better quarterback.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind that because, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I'm pretty sure the life of a USC quarterback is probably pretty nice. and touching on what...
you're the BMOC.
Yeah, and touching on what you mentioned, if other people are feeling that, he's not fully developed to be, a big talent to go into the NFL, if he's not fully ready, then, like what I said before, how could you not want to just, chill at USC and, just finish out your college career?
I'm so 50-50 on him. I agree with you. I think he should go back to school, but I think he's going to declare. I really do.
Now, let me pose this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on your toes, Jacob.
No, go ahead.
So considering they lost this game, do you guys feel like this impacts his draft stock? Probably not, right?
I feel that this immensely affects his draft stock. This was the biggest game of his college career, and he, quite frankly, played like garbage. I'll use a great example. Mark Sanchez had an excellent Rose Bowl in his final college game at USC. He was Rose Bowl MVP that year. That skyrocketed his draft stock. It made the Jets trade up from 17 to 5 to get him, and we all know what happened afterwards.
Yeah,
I'm looking at you, Butt Fumble.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. That's a great point.
Thank you. I make those from time to time. So, in the Fiesta Bowl, number 9 Penn State beat number 11 Washington by a score of 35-28. What did you think of the game?
Oh, my Saquon Barkley. Oh, my God. 18 carries.
He's your Saquon Barkley? That's awesome.
18 carries, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then McSorley, the quarterback for Penn State, 32 of 41, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 90.4.
My father's going to kill. Oh, not 90.3?
No, wow.
It should be 90.3.
No, but the offense carried Penn State, and I remember saying that this is going to be a game where Barkley should go off. Again, this is one of the biggest games of his career. I think now, because I'm going to go back to the Giants really quick. Gettleman has came out and said that we want Eli Manning to be the starter.
Yeah, he kind of backtracked from that in his interview on the afternoon drive.
A little bit.
Which, by the way, I'm sorry for cutting you off, Eric.
No, go ahead.
How do you think they're doing? Obviously, it's their first show, but how do you think they're doing?
I think they need to do better with their chemistry.
Yes.
I think that Bart Scott is okay, but some of the stuff he says makes me shake my head.
Yeah.
And scratch my head, too, but...
I'm going to need to get used to Bart Scott. That's going to take me a while. But I like Maggie Gray.
I like her a lot.
I underestimated her.
She's a Buffalo girl.
Yeah, I underestimated her. I'm really impressed, and Chris Carlin's great.
Yeah, I think he's funny, and like you said, touched on it before. Sometimes it takes years to develop on-air chemistry. You know what I mean, or multiple months at least. If you look at, I was a fan of Boomer and Carton. Obviously, that show is not what it is because of Craig Carton. But yeah, it takes a long time to work with a coworker and be able to, especially stepping in the shoes of Mike Francesa, which is not easy.
You know what I like about that whole thing, and I'm sorry that I cut you off, but and this is what we mean. This is the chemistry.
We're cutting everyone.
But honestly, Carlin comes out and says, and he said this a lot. Obviously, we're not Mike Francesa. We're not trying to fill his shoes. What him and Mad Dog did for New York radio was outstanding, and he basically thanks him for setting the bar so high, which means like they have incentive to do so much better. They're not going to be Francesa or Mike and the Mad Dog, but
no one ever will be.
I don't think there's ever going to be another Mike and the Mad Dog. I really don't.
Oh, I loved Mike and the Mad Dog.
Those are really... I was so upset when they broke up.
Me too.
I was at my aunt's house in New Hyde Park, and my cousin Brianna, who was really into Mike and the Mad Dog, she calls me and she's crying. She's like, Mike and the Mad Dog broke up. I'm like, what? It was almost worse when Mike and Ike broke up. Remember that?
Yeah. I remember when Mike and Mike broke up.
But can I just say really quick, as I wanted to say about before, David Gettleman came out and said that Eli Manning is going to be the starting quarterback for the Giants in 2018, which is what he wants to do. That leads me to believe they could go one of two ways. They can either draft a quarterback or Saquon Barkley.
I think they're going to draft Saquon Barkley.
I think so too.
That's who I would draft if the draft were tomorrow.
And you know what? I think Gettleman. I didn't get a chance to say this on Friday. I think Gettleman because he's going to take care of the draft himself. So I think,
which is what a GM should do.
Yes, I agree. But I do think that he should get some input. But ultimately, he's going to make the first and final say.
Yeah.
But I think that they're going to trade back into the first round and pick a quarterback.
I agree with you. I had said on Friday when Richie from Shirley called that the Giants would pick a quarterback in day 2, and I used Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield as an example.
I don't think Baker Mayfield's going to make it to day 2.
I was just about to say that. There's no chance Baker Mayfield slips to the second day of the draft. Josh Allen, I think, might. Mason Rudolph probably will.
I'm hearing his name a lot, too.
Yeah, I could totally see Rudolph to the Giants.
I haven't seen enough of him, but you remember when we did that interview about...
with Robert Allen?
Yeah, and honestly, he came out and said that the Giants love him, and I was a little taken back by that. I was like, wow, I didn't see that, because I haven't heard his name a lot before that.
See that? We've got our inside sources here on Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. This show is on twice a week, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. I am Jacob Volk. Sitting across from me, Eric Fischetti and Joe Ardita. Number to call if you have something on your mind, or to win a 4-pack of tickets to the Long Island Net Lakeland Magic game on Saturday, January 20th at 7 p.m. at the Nassau Coliseum is 516-572-7440. And we're talking college football. In the Peach Bowl, number 12 UCF upset number 7 Auburn by a score of 34-27. I was so happy to see that.
I was wrong. I can't pick against the SEC.
What were your thoughts on the game? Well, you have a reason not to pick against the SEC.
Because I see a lot of the SEC. And
no, you know what? No, because the two title game participants, Georgia, Alabama, SEC.
Right. And that's going to be a fun game, let me tell you. But
I'm picking
honestly,
Georgia.
I don't know. I'm actually on the fence, but I like Fromm. I really do. I might be with you on Georgia.
Fromm's good.
I'm not high on Alabama. I think you're right.
Fromm's really good.
I think the only reason